welcome back or welcome here if you're new to my channel. My last 2 weeks I've been taking a little break from replying to comments. I felt like I got a little bit overwhelmed, but I will be getting back into replying this weekend. I want to thank you all for the really nice comments. So today I wanted to make a video that has been heavily requested since I show this item in my future video projects haul. The book I wanted to go through with you today is the official game guide for the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. It is a little bit hard to hold up, since as you might see it's a soft cover book. I know this version also came out in a hardcover, but that one goes for a lot more than the softcover one that I managed to acquire. This is a game that I have not completely finished. Honestly, I just played a tiny little bit. When it came out, I was way too busy back in the day, both with World of Warcraft and later when Guild Wars 2 came out, to even be able to finish this game. But I might try it out now, years later. A champion for Skyrim, multiple character builds based on hundreds of hours of playtesting reveal exactly what skills, perks, equipment and other items to pick, and how to advance through the game, no matter the type of character you want to be. I am really looking forward to go through this guide together with you. So I hope you sit back and relax. Thank you. I feel like I want to start off these videos every time with a couple of disclaimers. I know there's a lot of comments asking me to change the angle of the camera to be able to view the book better. I am not able to do that, unfortunately. This is the equipment I'm working with, and I would rather have you enjoy the ASMR sound than the visuals. Second disclaimer is that I know a lot of people are complaining about my setup and background being too bright and white. Unfortunately, that is something I cannot do anything about right now. So those of you who enjoy my content without being too critical, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. You can see here on the book the logo Skyrim and this embossed icon have this risen up embossed edges. It is really nice to touch, but the book is quite old with a lot of wear and tear. I'm happy enough to have found this for a pretty good price, so I did not have to pay a lot for a book in this condition. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I think this game of the Elder Scrolls series got really popular because it was very inspired by the Nordic Viking-ish rite with the Dovahkiin. Here is the index of all of the contents of this book, and the contents essence of the game, and we won't be able to go through everything. That is not realistic. Here is the first page. It's the training song of the Dragonborn. But we're gonna start off here. Training part 1, character creation. Welcome to Skyrim. The character creation section of the training chapter has been designed to give you tactical advice in the same order as you make decisions while adventuring across the wilds of Skyrim. To begin with, we reveal the benefits of choosing a particular race, then all 18 of the skills, and the perks associated with each of them are thoroughly explored, so you know what each skill does, how you increase it, and what perks to select based on your playing style. Finally, we present a host of character archetypes, exceptional explorers tailored to a specific role, renowned heroes that use the very best combination of skills and equipment to suit a particular playstyle. Selecting a race. As you begin your adventures across Skyrim, the historic Elder Scrolls mantra, "You are what you play," stings true. Although aesthetically an orc, wizard, or an high elven thief may not be optional character choices based on starting skill bonuses and racial powers. This doesn't matter in the long run. Choose the race that most appeals to you and don't worry about statics or abilities. So, the different races we have. This is a racial skill advantages. But we have the Argonian, Breton, Dark Elf, High Elf, Imperial, Khajiit, Nord, Orc, Redguard, Wood Elf. I have to have the book a little bit closer in this video than I usually do. The text is really small and I have pretty bad eyesight. Starting spells, racial powers and abilities. In addition to slight boost to the base value of certain skills, each race has its own set of starting spells. Racial powers that offers a unique bonus, such as the ability to renegade or absorb magicka. We have the Argonians. It looks like these reptilian creatures on the pictures. Little is known and less understood about the reptilian descendants of Black Marsh. Years of defending their borders have made the Argonians expert in guerrilla warfare, and their natural abilities make them equally at home in water and on land. They are all well suited for treacherous swamps of their homeland and have developed natural immunity to the diseases that have doomed many would-be explorers in the region. Breton. They look maybe human or a different kind of human. Breton feel an inborn instinctive bond with the mercurial forces of magic and the supernatural. Many great sorcerers have come from the home of the province of High Rock, and in addition to their quick and perceptive grasp of spellcraft, enchantment and alchemy, even the humblest of Bretons can boast a resistance to spells. Dark Elf. In the Empire, Dark Elf is the common usage, but their Morrowind homeland, they call themselves the Dunmer. The dark-skinned, red-eyed Dunmer combine powerful intellect with strong and agile physics, producing superior warriors and sorcerers. On the battlefield, Dark Elves are noted for their skilled and balanced integration of swordsmen, marksmen, and war wizards. High Elf. The High Elves, or Altmer, are the proud, tall, golden-skinned peoples of Somerset Isle, the common tongue of the Empire. Tamrilik is based on their speech and writing, and most of the Empire's arts, crafts and sciences are derived from the High Elves' traditions. High Elves are driving force behind the rising of Aldmeri Dominion, and their agents, the Dalmar, are bitterly resented by the Nords of Skyrim. Imperial, natives of the civilized cosmopolitan province of Cyrodiil. Imperials are the well-educated and well-spoken. Though physically less imposing than the other races, Imperials are proven to be shrewd diplomats and traders, and these traits, along with their remarkable skill and training as light infantry, have allowed them to rule an empire spanning the continent for centuries. Khajiit. Khajiit hail from the province of Elsewhere and can vary in appearance from nearly elven to the Cathy Roth Jugarman to the great Sand Tiger. The most common breed, the Suthai Roth, is intelligent, quick and agile. Many Khajiit disdain weapons in favor of their natural claws. They make excellent thieves due to their natural agility and deft hands. Nord. The natives of Skyrim are tall and fair-haired people, aggressive and fearless in war, industrious and enterprising in trade and exploration. Strong, willful and hardy, Nords are famous for their resistance to cold, even magical frost. Violence is an accepted and time-honored part of Nordic culture. Nords face battle with an aesthetic ferocity that shocks and appalls their enemies. Orc. These sophisticated barbarians of the Rothgarian and Dragon-Tail Mountains are noted for their unshakable courage in war and their unflinching endurance of hardships. In the past, orcs have been widely feared and hated by the other nations and races of Tamriel, but they have slowly won acceptance of the Empire. Orcish armorers are prized for their craftsmanship, and orc warriors in heavy armor are among the finest frontline troops of the Empire. Redguard. The most naturally talented warriors in Tamriel are the dark-skinned, wiry-haired Redguards of Hammerfell, seem born to battle. Through the pride and fierce independence of spirit makes them more suitable as scouts, skirmishers of free-ranging heroes, and adventurers than as rank-and-file soldiers. Redguards are uniquely versatile combatants, capable of switching between bow, sword, spell or shield, and will adapt their tactics to the battle at hand. Wood Elf. The clanfolk of the western Waylandwood Forest in the Empire, they are called Wood Elves, but call themselves the Bosmer or the Tree Sap people. Wood Elves are nimble and quick in body and wit. Their curious natures and natural agility make them good scouts, agents and thieves, and there are no finer archers in all of Tamriel. From reading all of this, maybe I would be most interested in either playing a Nord or a Redguard. The different skills and perks. Here's a lot of information about the different skills and different perks. Here are the trainers of Skyrim. Combat skills, the Path of Might, stealth skills, the path of shadow, magic skills, the path of sorcery. I think the path of might is something I would way more enjoy if I was to play this game. And then we have the different, I guess, smithing, heavy armor, block, two-handed, one-handed, archery, light armor, sneak, lockpick, pickpocket, speech, alchemy, illusion, conjuration, destruction, restoration, Altarian, enchanting. Improving skills, skillbook. Scattered throughout Skyrim are a number of rare skillbooks, each associated with a particular skill. The first time you read each book, the associated skill increases by 1. There are 5 different name books for each skill, 90 different book titles, so a diligent collector can potentially increase each skill by 5 points. Improving skill with documentations. There are a variety of other ways to temporarily boost your skills of their primary effects. Equip enchanted items that increase that skill. Drink a potion that boosts the skill. Acquire a shine, blessing, or other temporary bonus to the skill. Different skills constellations. As I understand, this game has a lot of depth. That is why it's still so popular to this game. You can really customize your character and gameplay to be different each time you play through the game. I think that is maybe a part of why I have a hard time getting into new games at this age. I like to continue play World of Warcraft because it is old things that I know how to do. It sounds a bit silly, doesn't it? But I don't have the time anymore at the age of 30 to deep headfirst into big large games that will soak up the little time I have after work. The warrior, the mage, the archer, or the berserker. Either berserker or warriors is my favorite type of character in games to play. I do not like ranged combat as the archer or the mage, and I prefer to be a bloodlusting man when I play video games. The spell sword, the necromancer, the assassin, the battle mage. I think the classes I enjoy the least are the assassin, rogue, stealthy types. I do not enjoy that kind of gameplay. I think it's too slow and not interactive enough. That's why I enjoy melee combat, bloodlusting man, the weapon master and the rogue. Training part 2, combat development and crafting. Character advisement, leveling advice. As your skills increase, you gradually make progress towards gaining a level. There are several aspects of this process worth taking a closer look at. Improve what you use. The skills you use will improve naturally as you use them. There is no need to go out of way to improve a skill you never planned to use. This doesn't level your character any faster and won't make your character any stronger or more effective. Combat improvement, general advice. As you set off to explore the realm, you may be overwhelmed with the choices you can make. But remember this following sage advice, and you will thrive in the wilds of Skyrim. conserve your resources, remember your shouts and powers, consumable consumption. And there's some active effects, your favorite menu, save early, save often, and tuning in the difficulty. There's a lot of combat tactics, magic-based combat, melee combat, rage combat, stealth-based combat. Shouts and other powers. Here we have some different words to live by. Animal allegiance, aura whisper, become ethereal, call dragon, call of valor, clear skies, disarm. Dismaying shout, dragon rend, elemental fury, fire breath, frost breath, ice form. Kind's peace, marked for death, slow time, storm call, throw voice, unrelenting force, whirlwind sprint. Other powers and abilities. As Dragonborn, shouts are your most numerous type of power, but there are a number of other powers and abilities that you can acquire during your time in Skyrim. These include racial powers, standing stone powers, vampire powers, werewolf powers, nightingale powers, a dark brotherhood power. Here are some information about the different diseases. Catching a disease, dirty vermin. You can cure them by poison. You can cure the diseases by potions or the shrines of Skyrim. Here we have lycanthropy. And how to cure it. And here's vampirism. Contracting vampirism. Facing those that feed on the blood of the living presents a number of perils. In addition to the terrifying visage, zombified thralls, and skills are both melee and magical combat. Vampires have a uniquely drain life ability. Not only can this rapidly sap your health while restoring theirs, each time it strikes you have a 10% chance of contracting the disease sanguinary vampirism, a disease that will eventually cause you to join the ranks. Different stages of vampirisms. Crime and punishment. Crafting. When not delving into crumbling ruins in search of treasures, there are a number of other skills any would-be adventurer should explore. This section is how rewarding the skills of alchemy, enchanting, smithing, and the lesser crafting activities can be. So here is about alchemy, the overviews. I guess this contains a lot of herbalism like collecting of flowers. You can craft potions and enchanting, how to enchant the gear. Soul gems, filing soul gems. Smithing. Different weapons only. I wonder if you can smith plate armor as well. How to improve items. Other crafting activities. Cooking. Cooking allows you to transform meat, vegetable and other ingredients into better tasting, higher quality food. Cooking is a rudimentary method of living off the land, and it's for It's for surpassed by alchemy, which is a skill that creates potions that are much more potent. We're mining for ore, probably for the smithing profession, melting, tanning, wood shopping. Training Part 3, Adventuring Across Skyrim. This section looks at the broader aspects of adventuring Skyrim. There's information on how Skyrim is segmented so you can grasp how big it really is and where you are within the realm. The different types of map location are explained so you know what enemies and challenges awaits you. The Halls of Skyrim. Skyrim is divided into 9 separate halls. Hafingar, Hjalmarch, the Pole, Winterhold, the Reach, Whiterun Hold, Eastmarch, Folkreath Hold, and the Rift. Each of these halls has a distinct atmosphere to it. Different habitations and dungeons, other locations, mapping and movements. Dungeon exploration. It's crazy how much this game has. I have not even started getting into this book by now. This kind of stuff makes me a little bit of overwhelmed because it's maybe a bit too much information to read up about games in this way. Maybe to have a book like this and while you play you encounter something you don't understand and you want to look it up. Here are different followers you can have as well. It's crazy how big this game is. Horses, I guess you can have mounts as well. Services and traders. Apothecary, innkeeper, bartender, blacksmith, fletcher. Caravan, follower, healing, stables, carriage, drivers, trader, vendor, and trainer. Different crafting stations, collectibles, items of interest. The inventory. I guess this is all the different items. Or is it the spells? Here's the spell name. Oh, this is all of the spells. I thought we were already into the items of the game. General data, weapons, and all of the different statics of the items. Alchemy ingredients. My heart goes out to the people creating this book. This has been a lot of work for those people back in the day. And to the game developers. Jesus Christ, you made a large game. I understand how it's so popular even in this day. Bestiary of Skyrim. The wild and untamed lands of Skyrim are teeming with adversaries, from the witch to the powerful and the monstrous to the meek. This chapter presents them alphabetized by types. You can identify the foes you're about to engage in battle. Oh, wow. Different races, to animals, to beasts, research different prey, what weapons they have, armor, spells, different notes. Imagine how much love for a game that is needed to create something this in-depth. Quests. Main quest. The main quest begins the moment you start your adventure. Over the course of 3 acts, these quests involve some of the most important and wide-ranging events in Skyrim. Once you escape the town of Helgen, you are free to continue or ignore the main quest whenever you wish. However, it is recommended that you complete most of the first act sooner rather than later, as you're rewarded with several important powers, including shouts, that can make your adventure less fraught and more entertaining. So it's the 3 acts. The main quest act 1, Unbound. Here is the really iconic scene when you start off getting hauled off with other prisoners, right? And then the dragon comes. So these are all the quests leading up. I feel like if you would read this before playing the game, you wouldn't be as surprised. We're still on the first act, and here's the second act, Diplomatic Immunity. And as I understand, there are so many side quests of this game. That's what people enjoy. The open world aspects of the game. Main quest Act 3, The Fallen. So this is the last act of the main quest. I wonder how many hours would have gone into getting to the third act of this game. We're on to the Dragon Slayer, so that is the end. And the epilogue. There is different companion quests. Optimal quest start. You can start the companion quest when you arrive at Whiterun for the first time, or at any point thereafter. Warriors may wish to join sooner rather than later for access to a wide range of combat skill trainers. We have some important characters. Founder is Gramor, Harbinger Godlike Whitemane, the Circle Ayla the Huntress, the Circle Farkas, the Circle Vilcross, the Circle Skjord the Scarred. Hathis, Njada Stormarm, Rhea, Torvar, Vignar the Revered, Vilmar the Haggard, Erland Greymane, Jacob Arms, Proving Honor. So this is the different quest of the followers or companions. Oh, I feel like that is a really annoying part of having followers in a game. I would rather just be alone. The companions' radiant quests. But that is just how I usually like to play the games. The College of Winterhold quest. The College of Winterhold quest begins when you arrive at the college for the first time, they give you access to trainers and vendors that considerably increase your magical abilities and skills. You can join the college wherever you like, although magic-focused characters may want to join sooner rather than later to gain access to this ready source of spells. So here are a lot of important characters of the College of Winterhold. So it's a lot of mages. Savos Aren, Ancano, Mariabel Ervine, Sergius Taronius, Neloran, Faraldra, Phineas Gidster, Onril Kane. So this is depending if you started playing as a mage or a warrior or a rogue, right? The different play styles. Apprentice Radiant quests. There's a lot for the sorcerer magi part. It was way more than the warrior part, but that is quite self-explanatory. Thieves Guild's quest overview. Optimal quest start. The Thieves Guild quest begin when you arrive at Riften for the first time. You can join the guild wherever you like, although self-focused characters may want to join sooner rather than later to gain access to this ready source of missions and trainers. Most of the other characters will encounter the guild much later, as part of the main quest, a cornered rat. We have important characters. Patron Nocturnal. The Mistress of Shadows is a Daedric Lord of Twilight and Shadow, and the patron of thieves and gamblers, and influences luck throughout the realm. Mercer Frey, Brynjolf, Carlia, Gallus, Descendius, Vex the Third, Whipper the Fleet. Oh, here's a lot of the guild vendors. This Rogues Guild had a lot of characters. All of the quest of the Thieves Guild. Different shadow marks. This is something only for the rogues and assassins of the Thieves Guild. Additional jobs. This is also for the Thieves Guild, so you can do a lot of different stuff as well for your class. This is crazy. It's fishing jobs, bedlam job, number job, burglary job. There is a lot. I have no clue this game was of this size. It's actually a bit crazy. I can feel a little bit not sad, that's not the word, but like I missed out back in the day that I did not get into this game. Today I think I would not be able to get in at the same depth as I maybe would have back when I was younger. But that is accept, honestly. But it's really exciting for me to explore this kind of content together with you. This video is probably containing a lot of page flipping, but it's just so much information. I would go crazy and lose my voice to go through all of it. The Dark Brotherhood quest. Interaction with the Dark Brotherhood is never explicitly felt. You may hear rumors about the Brotherhood and may even encounter an assassin who has in their possession a mysterious contract to kill you. But to experience as much of the Dark Brotherhood as you can, begin your investigations by locating the broken card with the old little jester, close to the Lorios farm on the road north of Whiterun. Important character is the Night Mother, existing in the physical realm as an emaciated corpse, drained and half mummified. Resting inside an iron sarcophagus, the Night Mother was brought to Skyrim by her keeper Cicero. During the Dark Brotherhood's prime, the listener has had the honored ability to hear a frightening voice as fragmented snippets. She receives the call of the Black Sacrament and disperses the information to her children. Even though I really prefer just straight up warriors or Vikings or anything like that, but having these dark cultic clans, it seriously pulls me in. You can see there's not a lot of important characters. Here's Cicero. So it's just these ones, and it's very mysterious, very satanic. I don't know why I feel pulled to that in games. I guess it's the mysterious aspects. The awful, the evil, the dark and the grotesque. It usually pulls me in every game. Maybe that says a lot about me and not the gameplay I enjoy. But I think we all have that side inside of that longs to know about everything grotesque. Civil War quests. Here is the first map we have seen. The Civil War quests automatically begin the moment you meet your ally during the escape from Helgen. From this point, you begin to make important choices with ramifications across Skyrim. You may choose to side with either the Imperial Legion or the Stormcloak Rebellion and complete quests for your chosen factions. Main quests, The Fallen and Season Unhelding, are affected by your actions with the Civil War. Consult those quests for more information. Picking a side. Choosing a side can be done quickly or delayed until the very last moment. You can work with the person you escape Helgen with, either Hardfire, Imperials, or Roloff Stormcloaks. However, you haven't officially picked a side until you visited the stronghold of your chosen faction and swore an oath to the Imperials in Solitude or Stormcloaks in Windhelm. There are last-minute changes you can make after that. At the very end of the Civil War quest, the Jagged Crown, you can decide to bring the crown itself to the enemy leader. At this point, there is no turning back. So here is the Civil War map with the Imperial territory and Stormcloak territory. there's a lot of lore you have to know. Probably this is going on before even this Skyrim part of the Elder Scrolls saga. And I have not played any of the Elder Scrolls games before Skyrim, and that I only played a little bit. I did not think this was my type of game back in the day when it came out. Such a shame, but I can't do anything about that now. I usually tend to align myself with the Imperials of games. The bad side with an awful king or emperor or ruler. I'm quite how to say it? I like a strong dictator. In games, not so much in real life. That comes with a lot of very, very bad sides. So this is no propaganda in games, don't worry. But I think that's a bit more realistic. In a game world it would be too dangerous to be a part of a rebellion with sparse weapons and forces and all of that. I think it's a bit a shame, this book, that it's mostly, I understand it's the game guide. It's a lot how to complete the quests. But I would have loved to see either a little bit of art or a bit more lore. I would like to read why, as an introduction, there is a civil war. Here is some Daedric quests. The Daedric quests are unrelated to one another. Each has its own requirement, and some can only be started later in your adventure. There is no ideal time to begin one. Simply seek out the ones that interest you, or complete the ones you across. There are the Daedric Lords: Azura, Queen of Dawn and Dusk; Boethian, Prince of Plots; Clavius Vile, Master of Insidious Wishes; Hermaeus Mora, Keeper of Forbidden Knowledge; here is Sign, Lord of the Hunt; Malakat, Creator of Curses; Methrun's Dagon, Prince of Destruction; Mephala, the Web Spinner; Meridia, Lady of Light; Molagbal, Lord of Corruption; Namira, Lady of Decay; Nocturnal, Mistress of Shadows; Berite, Bringer of Pestilence; Sanguine, Lord of Revelry; Sheogorath, Prince of Madness; Vermina, Weaver of Dreams. This is very interesting. So there are different, maybe single quests that would give you different, there's some artifacts or maybe some abilities to your character. This sounds so very cool, very corrupted. I'm a big fan of corruption and darkness and stuff you're not supposed to know, forbidden knowledge. I'm really starting to get interested in this game now. Maybe I should really try it out. I know it's been recommended, but again, how to deal with the time issue. And me who's being so tired when coming home from work. I have been feeling for quite some time that I am getting closer and closer to burning out. Doing these really large book projects on my ASMR channel. is taking a lot of times out of my weekends. And during the days, when I come home from my work, I just go to bed straight. I am very tired, and I feel quite happy to go through these books. I'm feeling done with it, you know. I don't have a lot left, and I'm planning to get into different content. Thank you for staying by my side. Thank you for understanding that I have been very tired lately. We have some other factions quests. Quests involving the more minor factions of Skyrim have specific prerequisites as listed below. In general, in order to undertake the missions for the Greybeards or the Blades, you must process through the main quest until those factions become available. However, you may visit and help the Bard's College at your earliest convenience. The Greybeards quests, the Blade quest, the Bard's College quest. And some temple quests. Most temple quests are available from the moment you begin your adventure. There are no prerequisites to complete first. Temple quests aren't inextricably linked to another. You can start them at your leisure. The 9 Divines. So this is the different gods, I guess, of the temples. Akatosh, Julianos, Orki, Kioneth, Dibella, Mara. And here is the list of the side quests. This is a lot of information. Here is also side quests, how to complete them. We are already now on page 350. And it's starting to become a lot. I think this might be the biggest book I ever gone through. I have another one that is really, really large as well. It is The Art of Blizzard Entertainment, but that is just what the name is, an art book of the different IPs of Blizzard. And it's in German, so there won't be a lot of me reading. I will try to do my best to read a bit of German. But we might see how that goes. Dungeon quests and other activities. Delving into an unknown barrow or creeping stealthily throughout a long-forgotten ruin is both thrilling and terrifying. Many dungeons across Skyrim have their own self-contained dungeon quests. Some are full quests, others marked with the star symbol is only a miscellaneous quest. Many of the different quests in the dungeons. Perhaps it's a lot about lore of the different instances. Probably why you're there, or uncovering forgotten secrets. Dungeon activities. Miscellaneous objectives. This section of the guide deals with dozens of miscellaneous objectives that appear in your quest menu throughout your adventures. Like favors, These are straightforward tasks with modest rewards, but some have unique elements, such as unlocking a dungeon or giving you access to a previously restricted area. A lot of mini quests. More to be timekeeping. Favors. Favors are miscellaneous objectives or small activities that you can find throughout Skyrim. Favors are controlled by the game's Radiant story system, which uses a variety of factors to determine when to start a given quest. Oh, so it's not given at any time? Maybe that you would get these favors every time you play your game. Or maybe it's the opposite. World interactions. Unlike quest, favors and objectives, which typically involve a specific person or location, world interactions and encounters occur randomly and not at all of the time. Oh, this was what I'm talking about. And they almost never occur in the same place. Look for these small occurrences during your adventure. So these randomly generated fights or interactions with NPCs. It makes this game so fun to interact with that it's not the same every time. This is beautiful. I love how you can see the red sun peering through the cloudy sky. It's a very beautiful picture. The Atlas of Skyrim. An overview of the northern lands of Tamriel. Welcome to the massive guide to every location across the realm of Skyrim. Since ancient times, the lands of Skyrim have been divided into 9 separate holds. And modern cartographers show no reasons to change this method of diving into the realm into manageable segments for you to reference. So here's the first, Hafingar. Hafingar is a hold of fortifications and numerous caves weaving deep into the granite foothills and mountainous terrain that the hold is famous for. Except smuggling bolt holes along the coast and a strong Dalmar presence. Their embassy is atop of the mountain to the northwest of Solitude. There are 2 large forts, Northwatch Keep and Forest Rogstad, when you may face a large number of foes. So here's the map of Hafingar, the first hold. Very big, icy, snowy mountain region. Here's a large sea, I assume, with tiny little islands made of ice. A lot of the locations of this region. Hjalmarch. This is the second hold. The most impoverished of the 9 holds. Hjalmarch low-lying salt marsh is an eerie and mist-filled place, known colloquially as the mouth of the Karth. This is where the mighty Karth River empties into the Sea of Ghosts by a variety of intricate channels. Also known as a Karth Delta, many adventurers have entered this dank bog, never to return. I think this is a place I would really enjoy the exploring game. I like empty places and dangerous territories. Pale, the third hold. Dominated by ice fields and glacial deposits, especially along its northern shore, the Pale, named for the pallid tundra and the pigmentation of its Norse inhabitants, is one of the 4 holds in Skyrim. The harsh environment has made life a chore rather than a joy, and the shape of the hold has led some to refer to it as the Old Boot. Ragged peaks, snow-covered ground, and little sunshine means most of the Nords congregate at the city of Downstar, a popular port and mining town. I honestly feel like the text is getting smaller and smaller of this book. Or maybe it's because my eyes are getting really tired. I understand they have to make it a bit smaller to fit all the knowledge. So the book is not too big, but it's really hard for me to look at, since I have rather bad eyesight, unfortunately. Even when having glasses, this is really hard to read. Hold 4, Winterhold Hold. The northeastern coast of the Sea of Ghosts around the city of Winterhold is by far the least populated area of Skyrim. At the same can be said for the entire hold. There's no towns or villages other than the capital, and many adventurers perish in the glacial fields that surrounds the city. Winterhold boasts a vast stretch of sharp and rugged coastline, and even the mouth of the White River, but it is otherwise devoid of flowing water. Instead, the vast majority of the holds is either encased in snow or ice, or part of the vast and treacherous Mount Anther range. This is a very icy landscape. So much to explore and visit of this atlas. Here is the 5th hold, the Reach. Over 600 years ago, historians describe the Reach as the most cosmopolitan of Skyrim's holds. Others stated that the Reach could be mistaken for one of the petty kingdoms of High Rock. It is full of Bretons, Redguards, Cyrodiils, Elven of all stripes, and even a few misplaced Kaid. Topographically, it takes up the entire western edge of Skyrim, and is arguably the most difficult to traverse and the easiest to lose your way in. sixth hold, with the Runhold. With Runhold, a name for the fortress city in the eastern part of its vast tundra plain, is the most centrally located of the 9 holds. Roads are numerous and well maintained, and visibility across the plains is excellent. This hold is relatively flat, surrounded by the mountains of the Reach to the west, Hjalmar and the Pole to the north, and Falkreath to the south. However, Whiterun's southeastern corner is dominated by the gigantic and soaring throat of the world, the highest mountain in all of Tamriel. Eastmarch. Historians refer to Eastmarch as one of the old holds. Its ancient capital, Windhelm, sits in the northeast of Skyrim, where the White River races towards the Sea of Ghost. Windhelm remains the only sizable city in the otherwise determinedly rural hold of Eastmarch, where the volcanic terrain limits farming and development. The entire hold is dominated by sulfur pools and very little grows and seems sunken in compared to the higher elevations of the rift and the towering throat of the world. And here is the map for each marsh. Falkreath Hold. The hold along Skyrim's southern border with Cyrodiil is known as Falkreath, and its capital shares the same name. The hold's second largest town, Helgen, was the site of a recent dragon attack and prisoner escape. Before its destruction, Helgen was the gateway to Skyrim, a well-traveled town at an important crossroad in the foothills of Ural Mountains. As you move north, the rugged mountains south gradually gives way to pine forest lowlands. This beautiful high tall pine forest, dense with life, compared to a lot of the different regions of Skyrim. Here's the last hold, the 9th hold, the Rift. Nestled in the autumnal forest, high above the volcanic tundra known as the Eastmarch and the bordering Cyrodiil to the south and Morrowind to the east, is the prosperous and magical hold known as the Rift. This is one of the 4 old holds mentioned in history, and the majority of the Rift's populations live and work around the lake part of Riften. The large forest of deciduous birch trees, intersected with pine and smother rocks, the results of a gigantic prehistoric glacial movement northward, makes the rift habitable year-round. Indeed, many Nords make their living on and around the Lake Hornich. We're starting to come closer to the end of this book. I feel like this game guide has been a curse to my throat. We're at page 620 right now, and both my throat and my lungs just wants to relax. Black Reach and Other Realms, where I'm starting to get a bit interested. This looks very mysterious. The lands of Skyrim brims with wondrous locales, yet some areas cannot easily be linked to any one hold. In fact, certain areas can't even be said to exist within the confines of reality. From traveling caravans to the mind of a demented emperor, our unusual and otherworldly locations are covered in the other realms. A lot of very mysterious places, some appendices, achievements and trophies. Traders, here's all of the traders in game. Shrines, unique weapons, unique armor and items, skill books. I feel so happy we're right at the end. The language of dragons, the dragon alphabet. Dragon word and English word. I did not know they had this. This seems very, very interesting. The dragon alphabet contains of 34 distinct runic symbols. Word wall phrases. So you could actually pretty much learn from this game yourself. Draconic language from Skyrim. Here's the index. Again, with all of what we just went through. We did not go through this very in-depth together. Here are the official facts. Here's the final artwork. A slain dragon and a dovahkiin. Written by David H.E. Hodgson and Steve Stratton. This is back from 2011. We did not go very in depth at this book because it's way too large. It became way over an hour and I can feel my lungs just needing a rest right now. Thank you so much for watching this video with me. I can hear my neighbors are doing something upstairs, I don't know what, so it was good that I got done by now. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this long. I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you in my